Catholic religion has had its ups and downs, as we know.
Yes.
Mostly ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. That's right. When you're just a kid, you may not be able to figure life out sometimes. You're having a hard way of going, literally. And we all have found ourselves looking for advice in some strange places. Real honest guidance and trusted support, it can be tough to find. So you may look to maybe a priest, maybe a teacher, especially when you're young and impressionable, young man or woman, right?
Well, yeah.
Well,
most of the time, that's where your parents actually say.
But in this
trust them.
But in this case, with the Catholics, it's generally boys. Okay.
Okay.
Look, I remember the good old days when I was a young kid, and I was chosen to be the guy who was asked to take the wick and light the sacred candles on the altar. I remember those good old days. And
really?
Oh yeah. Oh. Needless to say, I said, nah, I'm good. I don't think I need to be doing that anymore. Okay. So I backed out of that before I knew what was coming. Really, literally. Okay. And well, in the case of Cardinal George Pell, one of the most senior officials in the Catholic Church down in Australia, he's also been there for a few of his young boys as well. That's right. That's why he's been charged with multiple historical sexual assault offenses in his home country of Australia, police said Thursday. Mm-hmm. And just to let you know, the Webster Dictionary says based on historical, because I thought, what's historical, this thing that keeps going on? Webster says based on his history and historical events used in the past. Yes. So apparently they pretty much know what goes on with the Catholic priest over there. Pell has previously denied covering up the abuse, of course, committed by his priest when he served as the Archbishop of Melbourne from 96 to 2001, but he acknowledged his predecessor, Archbishop Frank Little, now deceased, surprise, has destroyed all the documents to protect him. I'm shocked. What a great story. I would have liked to bring in somebody to speak on my behalf, but he died. He's not here no more. He's gone.
Right.
What a perfect defense. He said, I want to be perfectly clear. The process and the procedures that have been followed in charging of the Cardinal Pell have been the same that have been applied in a whole range of historical sex offenses whenever we investigate them, the police said. Now, I have a tough time buying that because the police always seem to kind of just fall away and they just kind of walk away from these things, and it never happens. You don't see priests doing a lot of time in jail. You don't see them, every once in a while they'll throw one under the bus, but generally speaking, they kind of get away with murder. Cardinal Pell has been treated the same as anyone else, they say, and is currently serves as a top advisor to the Pope Francis in the Vatican's top financial advisor. In 2013, he was named one of the 8 cardinals tasked with investigating the ways to reform the church. Man, is that somebody watching the hen house? Okay. Man. So if you think this is just a rare incident, think again, man. Let me ask you, how many children, Francis, do you think were assaulted by the Catholic priest in, let's say, 35 years?
In 35 years, there's
a lot.
A whole bunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it just happens to be I have the statistic right here.
Oh.
4,444 victims.
Oh my God.
OMG. So this isn't just a scattered red herring guy.
Say that number again.
4,444. Play the number. If it hits tonight, I want 50-50. Play the pick 4. And I can tell you, man, that's an awful bold number, man.
That's a bold
4,404. I don't care if it was 10, 20, 30, 50 years. That's still a lot of folks that are getting abused.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure that the Catholic boys, got to get their stuff together.
Well,
and
that explains why CNN said that they really blew it this time.
And he's facing multiple charges, and there are multiple complaints related to those same charges. So where is Pell?
Where is he?
Pell is based in the Vatican, of course, which is in Rome, which is, of course, is in Italy. And he's long gone. So I don't know about the extradition right now. They're looking into that. One of the guys who's a professor of law said he probably will show up and face the music So we're gonna have to see how it turns out. I'd like to hear that how that happy ending happens.
Happy ending. That's kind of
That's
cliche,
yeah.
isn't it?
It's a shame he couldn't be in America. He'd get a cell with Jerry Sandusky. They could probably be buddies or something.
Well, if you listen to him talk while he talks, he is not very convincing.
Oh, I'm telling you.
He tried to
Well,
put himself on TV this morning.
oh yeah.
And give his own version of it. And
Not a good seller, huh?
Yeah, no, he
No ShamWow guy.
not a poker face.
Not a poker face.
He's got a face, but it's not a poker face. Yeah.
Well, I think it's time, and let's be honest. I really, really think it's time that the Catholic priest and the leadership finally allow these priests to get married. I really do. I think it's time. The time has come.
Why not?
Let these young men and women that want to devote their life to God and religion and preaching, let them have a woman, for God's sake. All right?
They'd leave the little boys alone.
They would. I mean, you can't take a young guy, and have all this bottled up. It's like torture. It's torture. It was torture for me, and I wasn't a priest.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I would have been a doctor if I didn't have any patience.
So
So you can't expect these guys to be celibate forever. They're not like machines. They have needs. They have wants. There's Backpage. I mean, they can do something, for God's sake. Leave these boys alone.
Well, these are little boys.
The problem is, once you allow them to get married, then the next thing they're going to want is the marrying the gays. And the gays are going to want to be married too.
Sure.
And of course the priests are going to go, I don't know about that. Maybe not so much. Yeah. So I don't think it's going to work out either. But there's got to be some outlook. There's got to be some venue to help these guys. Something. Maybe they need some discipline or somebody to talk to. Maybe they can go talk to another priest who's having the same problem.
Compare notes?
Yeah, compare notes.
It's not considered confession, is it?
I don't know. What happens if a priest confesses to a priest? Is that considered really?
That's a good question.
Is that fair?
Is that like go home and say 5 Hail Marys?
I guess he has to, because he can't say it by himself.
Right.
What's he going to say by himself? Sit and look in the mirror and go, "You're a jerk."